My name is Jafet Mwani. I'm a teacher by profession. I grew up in the shady areas of Makueni, my county. That's my home county. I'm a father. Yes. I'm a go-getter, very hardworking and focused. After my college, I didn't go back to teaching. I got to some business in Mombasa. I was selling phones. Then after that, I came to Nairobi. When I came to Nairobi, my dad and my brother were doing this course. So that's when I engaged the same. I saw an opportunity in that, and that's why I engaged into it. So Fine Fix Car Interiors was an idea that came up from myself. Then I engaged my dad and my brother because they were the people who were informed in that sector. So we had to meet with them, we shared, and then we started the enterprise. From what I was doing, I used to create time and visit my dad at the place they were at. Then I could see what they were doing. Then I developed that feeling that I should, or rather we should, have something of our own. When I was working at night shifts, so most of my daytimes I was free. And then I would create time. Instead of sleeping, I would create time, go visit my dad. Of course, he's one of the closest people to me. Then from that, I could see what he was doing. I became so much interested in that. And I decided this is the way we should go. He was doing car interiors. Yeah, he was fixing the seat covers, the dashboards, the roofing, the floor part of it, the door panels, yeah, everything about car interior. When COVID struck, I had to leave Nairobi to my Ushago. So when I got there, my dad also came. So coincidentally, we had time together, and we had a deep discussion for about 3 months. Because I remember COVID started on March. Then I had time up to June with my dad. So I bet we talked a lot. Then from that, he passed me through some of the things that they do, the materials they use, the prices, and that's when I got back to Nairobi with him, we started that business. First of all, I opened a Facebook account. Immediately I got to Nairobi. From that, I had some pictures that I had taken from where my dad used to work. I had to post them. When I posted them, I got some engagements. And so I felt, yes, I'm good to go. Then the next thing, I went and bought the machine. I bought one machine. I kept it in my house for about a week. Then we started looking for a location. And then I came and settled here. This is the first location, and this is the place that I found I could work from. I started with my dad and my brother, because my brother was working at the same place with my dad. So I combined my minds with them, and we started it together. My first client was my friend. I shared with him some photos from WhatsApp. He saw them on my WhatsApp status, and then he engaged me. After engaging me, that's when I told him, I've got a place, so you can come and I fix your car. So that was my first client. The place I am, the place I set up the business is like a park. There are some more businesses running, and there is a car wash. So from the people who came to the car wash, some of them saw what I was doing, and one of the customers got interested in what I was doing. And that was my second customer. So after the second client, of course, what I'd done, or rather whatever I did, I posted it in either Instagram or Facebook. And sometimes I would boost that post and get some more engagements. Two, there were people who were referred to me by the people I did work for. First of all, find fix me just, it's very simple. It just means finally fixing something. And that's exactly what we do here. So whenever a car comes, it takes us like, say, 2 days to do the seats and maybe the door panels and the floor cover. Whenever a car gets into our workshop, the first thing is that we decide on what has to be done in that car. For example, if a customer may want the seats done, he may want the dashboard done, the steering wheel, the floor lining, or even the roof floor. So what happens, we have to go through the materials that we have in our disposal. Then after that, after the customer selects the material, now we're good to go. We remove the seats from the car, then we bring them to our workshop. We do the measurements, then the stitching. Of course, depending on the condition of the car, that's when we decide on whether it needs some more padding to make it more comfortable. And any design that the customer may have. Yeah, those are some of the things that shows what we have to do and allocate time depending on the amount of work that the car has. Yeah, but generally a car takes, like, for the whole overall of the car, it takes us like, say, 3 days, at most 3 to 4 days. One major thing that we don't do, we don't remove the original cover, because the original cover matters a lot. That is, some of the cars are brand new. Some of the offers are brand new cars. So you have to protect that material. We don't apply gum on top of that material. We use hog rings. These are some hooks that we use to attach, or rather to fix the seats together strongly, or rather we bind them neatly. Some customers are very choosy, or they, they have the ideas and you have to work on them. Some of them would come with pictures, then you have to work on those photos. So going through the photo, you have to do a research. You have to come up with exactly what is needed and the dimensions. You have to look at how that sits, or rather the photo has been done. And then in most of our times, we have always come up with something that really attracts the customer. Or even if the customer would even be like, how did you achieve this? Because they would feel like it's hard to achieve. But so far, we've never had anything that we are unable to do. We source the materials locally. They are locally available and of different colors, different qualities, but we do not compromise on quality. Most of the times we would give customers our prices, and then they feel like, oh, this cost is high. But I would rather take time explaining my price rather than compromising on the quality. We've got different types of leather. We have synthetic leather, we have PU leather, we have genuine leather, and real leather. Now, all the materials have different. Sometimes you may get 2, 3, or 4 cars in a week, and that sometimes becomes a challenge because most of the cars comes to us during the weekends. Now see yourself with 4 cars and you have to work on them within 2 or 3 days. That becomes a challenge. So you have to source for some external labor to come and do it for you. And of course, you have to look for people who knows exactly what they're doing, because this is a very hard job, I may say so, because it's not that job you take anyone and do it for you. That person must be a specialist. The price range I would go for seats. For seats is 25,000 and above, depending on material. If you use PVC leather for a 5-seater, that's when we talk of 25,000. Again, it depends on the kind of a car you have. Still, you have, interior is a diversified field. So we've got steering wheels, we've got the roof, the floor, the door cuts, and the dashboard. We also restore the dashboard. So if you combine the whole thing for the overhaul of that car, for a 5-seater, it gets around 70,000. The capital, how I got the capital, it was quite tricky because I didn't have enough savings, because I was in the hotel industry before I came here. I was managing someone in a hotel. So getting that capital was quite tricky. I had to make some borrowings. In fact, I had to borrow my mother-in-law some cash. Yeah, she topped up some cash for me so that I can start this business. You see, at first we had challenges. I said I borrowed some money that I had to repay, and business had not picked at that time. So I had pressure from people. They asked me for their money. Again, I've got some bills to settle. Now with that, I had to work on all that, and it was not easy for me. But I thank God, Fine Fix maneuvered through all those challenges, and I got to pay everything. As at now, I've got nobody who I owe. Having a family and a business that is running and it's not running as you expected is a challenge, because at some point my wife would tell me, why can't you do this as a part-time job? Because I was not doing the hand work, rather the practical work. So she was telling me, like, why can't you just go to where you are, and then because you are sourcing your customers online, you do it there, get salary from there, and then you continue with your business. And then I was like, no, I can't quit, because I was 100% sure that it will work. Fine Fix has six workers as at now. I had to look for some people, more people, because it has really grown, as you can see. I had still to add some machines because it's much growing. Then again, I have to work overtime. The people I work with are free; they can work even at night. Yeah, because just to stick to the customers' timelines. Yeah, tuna sacrifice hivyo. First of all, you have to relate with the people you work with nicely, and relationship with the people who work with you or for you means you pay them. That's the basic of every work. So if you pay everyone well, you have got no issues. With work and working with a family, it's not easy. And especially when you're working with your dad, because you have to balance between work, there's some respect. But my dad is very much understanding, because I have to counter check on whatever has been done. And he's like my supervisor also. He goes through what we've done and rectifies any mistake that he finds. So that is the kind of the person I work with as a father and as my workmate, let me say so. We fixed cars from Kisii. I had somebody from Mombasa, that's chairman for shifts, Suzuki Swift. I did it for him. I did it for YY. That was when I was branding my place. So I did it for him. He did me some marketing, and I got work from that. I market myself through Facebook, through Instagram, and the best marketing is through referrals. The risks we have, one is timelines, because most of the customers use their cars on a daily basis. So leaving it here for us to work on it becomes a challenge. And that's why we have to stick to the timelines, because the moment you change the timelines, you have inconvenienced the customer. And those are fights you're creating for yourself. So we do as much as we can. We sacrifice as much as we can so that we can stick to our timelines. Non-negotiables is quality, one. We don't negotiate on quality, because if you do shoddy work, that means you won't get referrals. And being focused means that you're looking for some years to come. So if you do some shoddy work now, you don't expect customers in the future. In future, I need to start a college to teach this job, because it is one of the jobs that has got very few people, who knows that what is expected of them. I'm very confident, that is one, because if you doubt in a business is a risk that you take. So I'm very confident in what I do, and my confidence comes from the people I work with, because I know they know what they're doing and what they're supposed to do. I get myself very confident. Again, I'm very prayerful. I put everything to God in prayer. For anyone who wants to get in this business, I will tell them they are free to get in. We've got so many cars that are undone, and that needs to be done. It's not a very competitive market, and it's one of the nice ventures that you can have. So be free to come, but it has got some challenges. You have to look for people who knows what to do. That would be the most important thing. The people who know what has to be done. Because dealing with customers, dealing with cars, those are very expensive things, and you have to make them look nice and to the expectations of the customer.